Corporation, the nation's trusted partner across the space enterprise.
A new law that just took effect in Australia promises employees that they have the right to disconnect after work. That doesn't mean bosses can't contact employees after hours, but it does mean employees should be able to ignore those phone calls, emails, and text messages without fear of punishment. If there's a dispute about this, employers and employees are supposed to try to resolve it on their own, but if they can't manage that, they can take it to Australia's Fair Work Commission, which, depending on the circumstances, might either order an employee to respond to their boss's messages or order the employer to stop contacting the employee after hours. There can be fines if either side doesn't comply. Australia isn't the only country that's passed a right to disconnect law. France pioneered it in 2016, and other countries in Europe and South America have followed suit. But there's no law like this in the United States. Of course, there can be a big difference between what employees are legally entitled to and what actual behavior and expectations you find in the workplace. For example, someone who works in finance told Reuters that they're doubtful this approach will catch on in the finance industry because employees will still be expected to respond around the clock. I think one of the other challenges of enforcing a rule like this is that not all after-hours communication is created equal. There can be times when it's genuinely critical for your boss to reach you. Yet I'm guessing most of you have also gotten a weekend Slack message that made you think, really? This couldn't wait until Monday? For example, I'm TechCrunch's weekend editor, which means that I do end up reaching out to a lot of other editors when there's breaking news over the weekend. I hope, they don't mind hearing from me if it means I'm less likely to screw up an important story on their beat. Also, I try to be respectful if they don't respond, or if they make it clear that they've got something more important to do. Also, I'm not anyone's boss, which probably makes it easier for them to ignore me. Anyway, hopefully these kinds of laws can change the way we think about after-work communication. If you're someone's boss, maybe you'll think twice about whether to send that weekend Slack, and if you're an employee, maybe you'll feel a little more comfortable setting boundaries. We'll see you tomorrow.